Welcome back in. It's National EMS Week, and our Doc on Call, Ryan Stanton, is here with firefighter Kyle Branham to show us a potentially life-saving skill that can help out those first responders. Hands-only CPR. Guys, first of all, thank you for coming in today, and we have another guest here laying on the ground we're going to address in a moment. But first of all, this week is EMS Week, and in support of those that are on the front lines, we've got you guys both here. So what is hands-only CPR, Doc?
Yeah, so hands-only CPR is kind of the new manifestation of CPR. Back originally when CPR came out, it was, of course, the chest compressions and the mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Unfortunately, there's quite a bit of taboo associated with doing the mouth-to-mouth. And so what we found, and what science found, was that people weren't doing CPR because they didn't want to do the mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. So then we looked into the idea of just compressions, and what was found was that you actually circulate enough air, about 50 cc's per compression, or about 5 liters a minute, with just hands-only CPR, which can buy you enough time for these guys, EMS, to get there and save a life. And the key is to get it started right away.
Absolutely. I know that, I learned it a certain way when I was training to be a lifeguard while I was in high school. Kyle, would you mind real quickly telling us about this and then also showing us how this works?
Okay, hands-only CPR, we're actually going out in the public. We're going to local businesses and we're teaching this. You can catch us at the first Wednesday of every month at Babies R Us in Hamburg. We're teaching it there from 10 to 2. And what we want to do is there's 2 easy steps. It's call 911. Then you want to place your hands in the center of the chest, and you're going to go hard and fast, and do not stop.
Now, is there a certain amount of time you should do this, or until an EMS arrives?
You want to continue to do this until EMS arrives.
Now, you don't want any break whatsoever. The break stops the blood circulation. So the longer it's continued, the better the circulation of oxygen to the brain. So any stop whatsoever actually starts you over.
Okay.
So once you start, you want to keep going. You don't want to check for a pulse.
Right.
You don't want to do anything else. Until you see one of these guys right here and their hands switch out with yours, you want to keep going.
Right, and you probably want to keep the same consistency as well.
Yeah, and the key here is you want to be, it's not a lightweight sport here.
Sure.
What we're basically doing is squeezing the heart between the sternum and the spine, and so it takes a lot of pressure to the point that in many people you may break bones when you do this, but that's what it takes to get the blood circulation, to get the oxygen circulating, to buy these people time. And that's the issue here, is that time is tissue. And so any break in the amount of time it takes to do this is time is tissue. Any break decreases the survivability significantly. So this is a chance where it may take these guys a few minutes to get there. You are the only thing between a person surviving and this being the person's last moments.
Absolutely. And Kyle, could you speak to a minute? I'm sure this is going to be different if you're dealing with an infant or a toddler or something like that.
Yeah, if you're dealing with an infant, you're going to be using 2 fingers, but it's the same rate. It's 100 beats per minute, and it's to the beat of staying alive.
Absolutely.
So if you know that song, you know the beat, and you kind of move to that.
Right.
And then in a child, it's 1 hand.
Okay. Excellent. Doc, this is such an important skill set, not for people who work in this field, or not only for people who work in this field, but for myself, for our meteorologist, for somebody who's working out in the newsroom right now.
Yeah, because you don't know at which moment you're going to be the only thing standing between life and death.
Sure.
Once people come to the ER, we have stuff there. Once EMS gets there, they have their protocols that they do. But from the time somebody collapses, if you witness it, if CPR is started, their likelihood of survival goes way, way up. So this is something that every single person out there needs to know. Everybody needs to get one of these classes, even look it up on YouTube. Lexington Fire has a YouTube page. There's a video there. They're going to post more courses. There's actually phone numbers available that you can call. And by doing so, you need to get everybody you know in there to learn this skill. It doesn't take a whole bunch. You're not going to have to take refresher courses every 2 years because you forgot it.
Right.
It's very, very basic, and once you learn the techniques, you've got the skills to save a life.
Sure. Kyle, where can people get more information? You mentioned the teaching sessions at Babies R Us. Remind us about that, but then where we can get additional information.
They can contact the Lexington Fire Department, 231-5668, and we will come out to any business that would like us to teach it for any amount of time during the week. We'd more than love to do it.
It's such an important service and a good one to take advantage of.
And I've got the numbers and this poster that we had right there that you showed briefly, posted on the Everyday Medicine Facebook page for the numbers that you can contact. Also, Lexington Fire on Facebook, Twitter, and on YouTube.
Yeah, you see the Facebook page right there, facebook.com/everydaymedicine, and you can also ask Dr. Stanton many questions on that page, as many people do.
Yeah, we got a lot more topics coming up, so we need your questions. Log them on right there.
All right, Kyle, Dr. Stanton,
Thank
you
you
guys so much for being with us today. We have more news headlines coming up after this break.